या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीमभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। गणपतये नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। कस्तूरीतिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुः करे कङ्कणम् सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितं कण्ठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्रीपरिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि। बोलिए श्री कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की। श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण देव की। Dear divine souls, yesterday on the second day of Srimad Bhagavat Katha, we understood the importance of Srimad Bhagavat. We understood the Mangalacharan of it. What is the essence of Dharma and the 6 fundamental questions which form a very strong base of Srimad Bhagavat. We also understood in what circumstances this holy book was written by great sage Vyas, inspired by Devarshi Narada. Shri Krishna protected Uttara's womb. Parikshit is born. And we also understood the meaning of the name Parikshit. When Parikshit, then there are beautiful chapters in the first canto, like Kunta Stuti, the way Kunta expresses her gratitude towards Sri Krishna for protecting Uttara's womb. Then there is Bhishma Stuti, and Sri Krishna takes Pandavas to Bhishma. And Bhishma answers all the questions raised by by Yudhishthir. And finally, when Uttarayan started, Makar Sankranti, Bhishma, while praising Sri Krishna, leaves his body. After all this, even Pandavas left for the heavenly abode. Mahaprayana, they went to heavens through Himalayas. Parikshit started ruling the kingdom. And in Parikshit's tenure, some important events took place. One of them was, being a king, Parikshit went to the kingdom in a disguise. This was a tradition of ancient Indian rulers. They would not depend only on the people or their ministers to know what was going on in the kingdom. The kings themselves would go to the kingdom in disguise so that no one would recognize, but they would go and talk to people and find out what's happening, what people are feeling about the way that kingdom is being ruled. In one such occasion, Parikshit observed that there was this cow with one leg, bull with one leg, and a black man was attacking that bull. This black man was attacking even that one leg on which the bull was standing. Dear divine souls, all the stories of Srimad Bhagavat are not just fairy tales or bedtime stories. They are very symbolic. They have a very powerful spiritual and historical message embedded in these stories. Bull represents Dharma. And Dharma, as bull has 4 legs, Dharma has 4 supports, 4 pillars. After the end of each age, one support breaks down. What are these 4 supports? These 4 supports are Satya, that is truth, Tapa, penance, piety, Shaucha, and wisdom, Gyan. When Satyug got over, the support of wisdom was no more. So after Satyug, people did not pay much attention to the wisdom, to the Gyan part of it. After Treta Yuga, the support of Tapa, penance, lost its importance. See, nowadays people don't perform penance. In our ancient books, we read that such and such says he performed penance for 1,000 years. Now, first of all, we don't have 1,000 years to live. And whatever life we have, how many people perform penance? Who goes to the forest? Who meditates? People want luxuries in life. We have heard Rishi Munis sitting in one position for years together. Now we can't even sit on the floor with crossed legs. We need chair. So if we want to perform penance, first of all we'll have to take our chair. And look here, our Anil Bhai. He sits on the floor but with legs extended. After Treta Yuga, penance became difficult. After Dwapar Yuga, even Shaucha, that is piety, lost its importance. People don't even care about hygiene, forget about piety. Piety is much, much holier than mere hygiene. During Kali Yuga, this dharma is supported only by truth. And black person symbolizing Kali. This is not racist approach or anything, please. Otherwise our mind goes in that thing. It's like black and white. It's that symbolism. So Kali is attacking this 4th pillar, the only pillar of dharma, which is truth. Look, in modern times, people are not interested in truth. They are interested in gossip. The more spicy the fact is, not the fact, the more spicy the gossip is, more interesting it is for people. We don't validate whether this is right or not. Somebody sends us and we forward it to 50 people. How many of you are going to forward the link of this Katha to 100 people? When this discourse comes on our YouTube channel, Pujyashree Bhai, and suppose Varsha Behan or Jayashree Behan or Dolly Ji sends you the link that here is the link of discourse held at Shiva Shakti Hanuman Temple on Florida. Are you going to forward? Probably you will click it once and then, oh, we have heard it earlier, forget about it. So truth, wisdom, Gyan, people are not interested in. People are just interested in spicy gossips. This is what Kali is attacking, the 4th pillar, truth. Parikshit tried to stop him, challenged him, feared. Kali came at the refuge of Parikshit. Please forgive me, don't kill me. Parikshit said, okay, if you are asking for pardon, I'll let you go, but with a very restricted rights. You will stay only, initially Parikshit gave only 4 places, but then he added 5th also. And these 5 places, Parikshit allowed Kali to stay. And which are those 5 places? Very important ones. Remember these 5 places. Theft, chori, theft, intoxication, gambling, violence, and 5th one is lust for gold, lust for wealth. Kali thought whether this earlier first 4 places people go or not, we don't know. But the 5th, everyone is interested in gold, Suvarna. So Parikshit thought, I will have a place to stay everywhere because attraction for gold, attraction for wealth, everyone has it. Kali was distributed in each individual. Second event in Parikshit's kingdom. Parikshit was wearing a mugat, crown made of gold, and he went for hunting. Well, it was midday, sun was on the peak, it was too hot. Parikshit was thirsty, hungry, tired, and he looked around. He came upon this ashram of a Rishi Shamik, in which Shamik Muni was meditating. He was in Samadhi Avastha. And all the students, other people had gone out. None else was in the ashram at that time. Parikshit comes in. He sees Shamik Muni sitting and meditating, and there's no one else. Because Parikshit was tired, thirsty, hungry, he got angry. He said, I am the king here. I have donated this land. I donate money regularly. On my land, on the land donated by me, you have built an ashram. The ashram is supported by the money I donate. And when I come here, there is no one to welcome me. There is no one to offer me seat. There is no one to offer me water. There is no one to offer me fruits to eat. Shamik Muni is in the Samadhi Avastha with closed eyes, deep meditation. Parikshit, in the fit of anger, he couldn't do anything else, but he saw a dead snake. He picked it up with the bow, wrapped it around the neck of Shamik Muni, and Parikshit went away. Shamik Muni is still meditating. He doesn't know what's happening. After some time, Shamik Muni's son, whose name is Shrungi Rishi, came with other students of the ashram. And when Shrungi observed that father is meditating and there is this snake around his neck, who did this? Parikshit, Shrungi looked around here and there, and he came to know, maybe he asked a few people who was there, who came here, and he came to know that this is an act by Parikshit. Shrungi got angry that we are Brahmins, we meditate, we study the holy books, we do mantra japa, we perform penance, and you are insulting us. You are king, accepted, but when you came here to the ashram of a sage, it was your duty to touch the feet of the sage and take his blessings. Instead of it, you try to insult this meditating sage. Now, look what a learned Brahmin can do. Shungi Rishi took some water in his palm, chanted a few mantras, and said, this king who has become so arrogant that he's forgotten to respect these sages and scholarly saints. On the seventh day, a snake Takshak will bite him and Parikshit will die. After some time, Shamik Muni opened his eyes. He came out of this Samadhi Avastha, came to know of the entire episode. He called Shungi and said, dear son, we are Brahmins. We study holy books. We perform penance. We do mantra japa. And because of that, we do have spiritual energy. But this spiritual energy is not to be wasted by cursing others. We have to use this spiritual energy for the benefit of mankind. In the fit of anger, you curse Parikshit. Now, the king Parikshit should know that his life is only for 7 days and he is going to die. They sent a student from the ashram to convey this message to King Parikshit. Here, King Parikshit, when he reached his palace, he removed this crown from his head. And look here, symbolically, when he removed the crown from his head, the gold, the effect of gold went away. Now his inner qualities, his inner merits, because all said and done, Parikshit is a grandson of Pandavas. Parikshit is a great-grandson of Krishna, because Krishna's sister Subhadra was married to Arjun. And Abhimanyu, Parikshit's father, is Arjun and Subhadra's son. So indirectly, even Krishna's blood is there. His inner merits, his inner qualities awakened. And Parikshit thought, what did I do? I tried to insult a saint who was meditating. He didn't even know about my arrival there. And I insulted him. I tried to disturb him. Why? Because I wanted my importance. I should be welcomed. I should be offered seat. I should be given water to drink and fruit to eat. Who am I? My ego is so great that I am expecting even saints to respect me. When Parikshit was repenting about his act, this student from the ashram comes and conveys him the message about Shungi's curse. When Parikshit heard it, immediately says, if these are the words of son of a meditating saint, I will accept it as a boon. In the very moment he coronated his son Janmejay as a king, he said, now you to take care of the kingdom. Parikshit left the kingdom. He went to the holy bank of river Ganga, where this was big congregation of saints and scholarly rishis was there. And Parikshit knew about it, that such congregation is going on. He asked these rishis, I have 7 days of life left. What should I do to get liberation? Rishis were discussing amongst themselves that what path should they show to Parikshit. And while Rishis were discussing amongst themselves, at that very moment, great scholarly son of Maharshi Vyas, Shukadevji, 16 years of age. He looks always like 16 years of age. Shukadevji came there. All the saints knew that Shukadevji is very knowledgeable. They all stood up to welcome Shukadevji and they said, Shri Shukadevji Maharaj ki. They told King Parikshit, Parikshit, you are so lucky. Shukadevji was such a knowledgeable, such a selfless, such Tejasvi. Look at this brilliance on his face. Look at this light on his face. He's such a knowledgeable person. He keeps moving all over the world to spread this divine message. And he has come to you uninvited. He has come to you without any expectation. Parikshit, you are very lucky. You ask your question to Shukadevji and he will guide you properly. Parikshit, with utmost respect, offered a seat to Shukadevji. Shukadevji sat on this Vyaspeeth. Parikshit took his seat exactly opposite to Shukadevji. Very humbly he sat there and asked, Gurudev, even when we have darshan of yours, even when we see such great saints, we feel peace within with your divine vibrations. When we even think of your preaching, most problems of our life are solved. How lucky I am to have you in front of me, to have your darshan in front of me. Now my question is, my life is only for 7 days. What should I do? What is the duty of a person whose death is for certain? Atah prachami sansiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha. With this question, Canto 1 concludes, and in the beginning of the second canto, which is Jnana Leela, Shukadevji begins to give Jnana. Shukadevji says, Parikshit, you are so lucky. People sitting around thought, Parikshit is lucky. He's cursed. His death is for certain in 7 days. On the 7th day. Shukadevji is saying you're lucky. Shukadevji says yes. Why? Death is for certain for every individual. At the same time, when will it happen is so uncertain. We don't even know what's going to happen the next moment. So this confusion, everybody knows that they have to go. That's for certain. But when, nobody knows. That way, life is a series of uncertainties. Amongst all uncertainties, one thing is for certain, and that is death. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Jatasya hi dhruvor mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So this uncertainty makes people careless. Parikshit, you know one thing for sure, that you are going to die on the 7th day from now. That means nothing will happen to you in these 7 days. Who can give this guarantee? Look at the thinking of great personalities. If you go to the worldly people with this information that my life is for 7 days, these worldly people will not allow you to live for 7 days also. Oh, poor you. Now only 7 days. While a great person, a great knowledgeable saint says, look here, look at the brighter side of it. Nothing can happen to you for these 7 days. Parikshit, prepare for death. And Shukdevji gives an example that there was this king, Khatwang. He came to know that he's going to die 2 ghadis later. Ghadi is a time in the ancient, the unit of time in the ancient India. 1 ghadi is 24 minutes. He's going to die after 2 ghadi. That means he's going to die after 48 minutes. In this 48 minutes, he prepared himself for death and he was delivered. Parikshit, you have 7 days of time left with you. Prepare for death. Parikshit asks, Guruji, you have to prepare for death also? Yes. How? And Shukdevji describes how does one prepare for death. Now, dear divine souls, forget about this subject because we are doing Katha in a very with time limitation. Also, we are living in a society where people consider death as unauspicious. There are people who are scared of death. I have seen people who don't even talk about death and they don't want to even listen about death. There was this gentleman when he would drive, and if there is a funeral home on the right hand side, he will not even look at that. He will drive like this. He's so scared of death. He feels death is so unauspicious. They don't even look at your funeral. Dear friend, just remember this place. You have to come here one day. In such society, where there is an opportunity, or is it proper to talk about preparing for death, training yourself for death? Let's skip this topic, or you want to know about it? How many of you want to know about this, what Shukdevji has to say about being... Oh, so many people want to know. Oh, there are some people who are raising both their hands. Good, Ruchi. And when you are showing such eagerness, well, it is the duty of the Vyaspit to throw light on this subject too. In a nutshell, I would say, Shukdevji says, Antakale tu purusha agate gatasadvasah Chindyadasanga shastrena spruham dehe nuye chatam. When the end time comes near, first and the foremost thing is gatasadvasa. Person shouldn't be scared. Now it is so easy to say, don't get scared of death. But when it actually comes, it is scary. And see, this is one of the puzzles of spirituality. Those who are going to be the big losers are not scared of death. Those who should actually be scared of death, they are not. And most people who are scared of death are the senior citizens, those who have crossed 80, 85, 90. Now what's the use if you are scared of death? It's going to be there anyways. And what are you going to lose? You have lived 90 years, 95 years, you have lived your life. If a person of say 20, 25 dies, that's big loss because he had to live another 60, 70 years. But these 20-year-olds are not scared of that death. If he buys a motorbike or a car and mother tells him, drive safe, don't speed. Who listens to the mothers? They will say, if I have a car, if I have a big roads, highway, and what's the use if I don't go vroom, vroom? They are not scared of death. Yesterday we were talking about those roller coasters. Those teenagers or 18, 20 something, they are not scared of, they get a kick out of it. Tell some 90-year-old to sit in the roller coaster. Babuji, grandpa, come and let's sit in the roller. He'll say, no way. Why? What's your loss? Even if something happens, you have lived your life. You'll say, no, I don't want to. So, the person who really should live long is not scared of death. And the person who has already lived his life is scared of death. How to be free from the fear of death? Sages, rishis say, if you want to understand this, then find out what is the reason for fear of death. There are 4 reasons for fear of death. If you remove one by one reason, then you will not be scared of death anymore. First and the foremost reason for fear of death is, it is a journey into unknown. The person doesn't know where he is going. And it is human nature that we always are scared of the unknown. How to remove this fear? Our scriptures say, our holy books say, if you want to remove the fear of unknown, know one thing for sure, that you are not going anywhere. You are not going into unknown. You are returning to the Bhagavan. You are returning to Ishwar. You are returning to Paramatma. This Jivatma has begun his journey from Paramatma, and after the death, the Jivatma returns to Paramatma. Kabirji says, you have to go to and prepare for it. नहाले धोले शीस गुथाले वहां से नहीं आना है, करले श्रृंगार चतुर अलबेली साजन के घर जाना है. नहाले धोले, get prepared. शीस गुथाले, decorate yourself. साजन के घर जाना है. When you are going to Paramatma, you are going at your beloved's home. So be prepared for it. I always say, there are certain things we explain to our children, but we don't follow ourselves. Like, we always insist that our child should go to school on time and leave the school after the school is over. Right? We insist that you are getting education. It's so important for your life. You get so many things to learn. You should reach school on time. Do we come to satsang on time? Which is our education. No, we insist on students. We remind our child every time that when teacher teaches you, pay attention. Do we pay attention to what when we have taught something? You are good students. You are very attentive here. When somebody passes away in the family, say 95-year-old grandfather, great-grandfather passed away, there is his picture is put in the home with a garland. We light a lamp in front of him. We put agarbatti, incense stick. So this 5-year-old child doesn't understand what's happening. This 5-year-old asks his mother, Mom, where did great grandpa go? Why don't I see him? Now, how would you explain this 4-year-old the concept of death? So, what does the mother answer? The great grandpa has gone to Ishwar. He has gone to Bhagavanji. And the child understands. The child accepts it because my mother told me that great grandpa has gone to meet Bhagavanji. When he plays with his friends or when he goes to school, he says, hey, my great grandfather has gone to God, to Bhagavanji. The child accepts it. But do we understand? We explain the child, but do we understand ourselves that we are going to Bhagavanji? There is no unknown. First reason of death is, fear of death is gone. Second reason of fear of death is aloneness. Everyone has to go alone. Now this is a fact. Nobody will accompany you. You have spent entire life together. Say your cousin or your friend. You were born in the same village, maybe 15 days apart. You grew up together. You played together in your childhood. You studied together. You went to high school. You went to college together. You found job in the same corporation. You began your business together and there was this 50 years of partnership. You got married also together, of course, to different ladies. But you traveled together. You took all the vacations together for 50 years. And now, at 94, one of them has to go. Will he say, dear friend, we have spent entire life together and it is my time to go. Come, give me the company. Will he give? Even if he wants to, he cannot. Everyone has to go alone. It is a journey to be taken alone. And that aloneness is scary. Nobody will, even while visiting temple, we're looking for company. We ask a neighbor or some friend, I'm going to temple. Do you want to come? No, I'm I have some other plans today, maybe tomorrow. Okay, then I'll also come tomorrow. Here, nobody will give us company. For that, how do we prepare ourselves? The Granth says, practice being alone. At least 15 to 20 minutes a day, spend time alone. And when we say alone, it's not lonely. When you say you spend time alone, means with your own self. We like to spend time with others, but we don't like to spend time with our own self. That means others are interesting for you and you yourself are not interesting. No, I don't. Thank you. Are you yourself so boring for yourself? There was this great thinker, Albert Camus. He's a European thinker. He wrote novels, An Outsider. And they gave the theory of surrealism. Albert Camus says, if you are scared of being alone, beware, you are in a wrong company. Be interesting for yourself. Spend at least 15 to 20 minutes a day in your own company. And when I say in your own company, don't do anything, just be with yourself. Not even chanting. Forget everything else. Not even chanting. Just be. Practice being alone. And aloneness should not bite you as loneliness. Alone is all in one. Is aloneness. It's very clear. I enjoy my aloneness. Because, being public figure, people have so much love and respect towards us. So all the time people want to, Guruji, we'll give you company. Guruji, we'll come to you. We'll meet. We'll sit with you. And yes, when people need guidance, we preach them. But at the same time, we create some time for our own self, for meditating, enjoying my own company. And it is so enriching. It is such divine pleasure to be in our own company. I never feel lonely. Sometimes people say, oh, you must be feeling lonely. I said, I don't need babysitting. I'm fine. Practice being alone. Third thing, fear of death. Third reason. Everything that we consider as our own will be taken away. You'll have to leave everything and go. People are scared of it. Oh, I have worked so hard to collect so much money, home, people around me. And all of it will go. I'll have to leave everything and go? Yes. Hundreds of thousands years of history of human race proves that till date, nobody, and I repeat, nobody has taken even a pin while going from this earth. You have to leave everything, no matter how much you collected it for yourself. If you feel that you will be able to take something with you, please tell me in advance, I want to send a shirt for my father. Nothing will accompany us. We'll have to leave everything. Then what is the way out? How do we prepare ourselves? All the religions of the world say, practice to part with your possessions. And that in technical term, in the holy term, it is called donating, charity. Money that you have earned with your hard efforts, your hard work, you sweated out, you gave your intellect, you used your time. This hard-earned money of yours, part with it. If not everything, at least a fraction of it for good people, for good cause, to support living beings. That is the. There are some people who say, oh, I have worked so hard for earning this money, I cannot donate. Then they tell their children, after I pass away, you do such donation in my name, you do this. Why don't you do it yourself? If you can't donate your hard-earned money, how can you expect your children to donate it? And that too after you go. They're not going to do that. Do it yourself. That is why there are so many difference of opinions and difference of ways of worship and thinking in religions, but there are certain common principles in all the religions of the world, and one of them is charity, donation. There are a few people who think they are very intelligent. They argue, yeah, all the religious people will say donation because if we don't donate, how will their home country, they will run their home, how will they run their show, how will they run their temples and organizations? Let's be honest, dear friends. Let's not be arrogant. Who are we to run someone's home? Who are we to run the temples or organizations or ashrams? It is our opportunity, it is our good luck that our money is put to good use. So, charity. Learn to part with your possessions. And fourth thing, fear of death. Fourth reason is, even Western philosophers agree, we have seen people dying. We have seen their growth also when they were living. And when they passed away, it was a question like, what will happen? This was actually a one-man show. He supported the family, he ran this big corporation, he ran this institution. What will happen? And we see that things go on, life goes on. Everybody goes and the show goes on. The world doesn't stop. So people feel, even after me, things will go on. People will find my replacement. And this idea is scary because everyone has this, very smooth and comforting ego. I am so important. Without me, that thing cannot happen. I am so important. Everybody feels. Vedanta says, ask yourself, who is this I? What is this I? When we feel that I will go away, whom do you think this I as? Vedanta says, remember, the body goes away. You don't go away. Why? Because you are not the body, you are the soul within. And soul is eternal. Nayam hanti nahanyate. Identify your pure self. In this sansar, because of the illusion, because of the maya, we have wrongly identified ourselves as body. If someone asks, where are you? Here I am, here. What is this here? This is body. Who are you? People will say their name. Mr. John. John is a label on this body. You are not John. You existed before you were named John. And if you go to some place where nobody knows you as John, even then you are there. I'm not the name. I'm not the body. I'm not the name. I'm not the relationship. See, this is how we create our image. I am this body. This is my name. I am such and such person's son. I am such and such. She is my mother. I am his brother. I am her husband. I am his father. All these relationships, they came later. In fact, all these relationships came because I was there. So I am not just a relationship. Then who am I? Srimad Adi Shankaracharya ji wrote a very beautiful Atma Shatakam stotra. Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham na cha shrotra jihve na cha grana netre na cha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Manobuddhya hankara chittanina. I am not the mind. Mana. Buddhi, I am not the intellect. Chitta, I am not the data collecting center. Chitta is. I am not the ego. Manobuddhya hankara, ahankara, chitta. I am not that. Manobuddhya hankara chittanina. Nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre. Shrotra, ears. Jihve, lip, the tongue. Grana, nose. Netra, ears. I am not this sense organs. I am not the body. Who am I? I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. I am not chitta. I am not ego. I am not sense organs. Manobuddhya hankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumir nate. I am not even the five great elements. Prithvi, Jala, Tej, Vayu, Akash. Then who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. I am the Shiva. I am the Kalyanamaya. The spirit within, the soul within. And soul is indestructible. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kledayantyapah, nashoshayati maruta. The soul doesn't kill anyone, the soul doesn't get killed by anyone. The soul is indestructible, eternal, and that is me. Once we are aware of our true identity, there is no death. And when there is no death, where is the fear of death? There is no reason to fear death. So the fear of death is because of the wrong identity. This body is like a cloth that we are wearing. In the 22nd verse of the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, as the clothes get old, we change it. Similarly, when the body gets old, the soul changes it. If I consider this shirt as myself, then when the shirt gets torn, I'll feel so bad. Oh, I am torn. I am not torn. So I am more permanent than what I am wearing. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunhati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. This is what the preparation is. And this preparation, this realization of our pure self comes through the study of and meditation of Omkar. This is it. Abhyasen manasa shuddham trivrud brahmaksharam param. With pure mind, you should practice trivrud brahmaksharam, three-lettered Brahma. And what is that? Om. Om is not O-M, Om. Remember, it is A-U-M. If you hear me chanting in the beginning of the discourse, I chant it properly. And that is the correct way to chant. Most people, Om Shanti Shanti. Where is Shanti? Where is peace? Even when they say Om Shanti Shanti, they say it so hurriedly. Do you feel the vibrations? Do you feel the difference? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I've heard, and probably you must also have heard this. Om Deho Shanti. After the Arti, they say, Deho Shanti, Antariksha Shanti, Apaha Shanti. Come on, finish faster. We are hungry. After the Arti. So they chant Shanti, but they are not at peace. Initially, we chant, but when the practice is strong, you hear this sound within, like echoing. You don't need to utter it. You hear it. And there's a constant Om, Om. This was important. Now what some people do in the home, they put the digital machine. It constantly Om Namah Shivaya, Om. You have to chant, not the machine. The machine will be liberated. They don't chant. They just put the machine and say, oh, we are very spiritual. In our temple, in our home, there's constant Om Shant, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, going on. That poor digital machine. It has to go within you. And such a person is not scared of death. He welcomes death. He's prepared for it. Not that he wants to die fast, no. But whenever it comes, he's prepared. I have lived well and I am prepared to depart well. This is the preparation of death. And then Parikshit asked the question, how is this world created? Dear Divine Souls, this is one of the fundamental questions each individual on the path of spiritual journey asks. Even when a young child, when the brain starts developing, the young child also this question. He also, how is this world created? The child asks, Mom, where did I come from? What are you going to answer? We just explain the child. Beta, we brought you from Dr. Uncle's office. This is a fundamental question. Who created this world? Why is it created? How did I enter this world? What was my purpose of coming into this world? Shukdev ji explains these questions in detail, and this discussion culminates in the 9th chapter of 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavat, which is called Chatushloki Bhagavat. In this book, we have this Chatushloki Bhagavat. I'll give you the page number. Yeah. Page number 24 in English. And in Gujarati language, it's page number 23. Chatushloki Bhagavat. Chatushloki. Chatu, 4. Shlok, verses. Srimad Bhagavat in just 4 verses. May I ask you a question of what we did yesterday? Will you answer me? Let me see how many of you remember what we discussed yesterday. How many verses are there in Srimad Bhagavat? 18,000. How many verses? 18,000. How many chapters are there? 335. Yes. You written it down? Or you remember it? Kamalaji, right? She? Gita. Okay. Good. But your answer is correct. How many cantos? 12. And how many letters? 576,000. Yes. Good. You are good students. At least Gita ji remembers everything. Yeah, she deserves claps. Gita. 18,000 verses. We also discussed yesterday that Srimad Bhagavat is Kalpataru. And I explained Kalpataru is a heavenly tree. If you sit under that tree and whatever you think comes true, that is Kalpataru. All your desires come true. All your wishes come true. All your prayers are answered. Is it? Yes. Bhagavat is so important. Yes. How is it done? How can we sit under the tree of Bhagavat, Kalpataru? No, it's sitting under the tree means chanting Bhagavat every day. Chanting Bhagavat every day? Yes. 18,000 verses every day? Yes. Look at the size of this book. And you have to read this book every day. 18,000 verses. How much time does it take? If you are very good at Sanskrit, if you can pronounce it, chant it with clear pronunciation, with understanding of the meaning, and if you are good at it, it takes at least 20 hours to chant this entire scripture book. Oh, 20 hours? Every day? Yes. Then what else do we wish? If you chant this 20 hours, 18,000 verses every day, the only wish we have is to go to sleep. Dear divine souls, I know 3 saints in India today who chant Srimad Bhagavat every day. They wake up at 3:30, get ready by 4, they have a bath in, one saint is in Haridwar and the other is in Udna, in Braj. They have their holy bath in either Ganga or Yamuna. By 4, they start reading. Out 1:30 in the afternoon, they have some milk and fruit or roti and mung, simple food. Again by 2, they sit and their parayana is completed by 10:30 in the night. They rest, again get up at 3:30, and this is the only thing they do. They don't go anywhere. Just their whole entire life revolves around chanting Bhagavat. That's it. We can't do it. Then our wishes are not answered. Because you say Bhagavat answers your prayers, but chanting Bhagavat every day is not possible for us. So we should give up our hopes? No. Rishis say, if you chant this Chatushloki Bhagavat every day with clear pronunciation, understanding of the meaning, and total faith, your prayers will be answered. Chatushloki Bhagavat, in one sense, it's a seed of Srimad Bhagavat, and in the other sense, it is an essence of Srimad Bhagavat. You want to chant it? I will say a stanza and you will repeat it on page number 24. And then I will explain you the meaning in brief of this Chatushloki Bhagavat. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ahameva samevagre Nanyadyat sadasat param Paschadaham yadetaccha Yo vashishyeta sosmyaham Rutertham yat pratiyeta Na pratiyeta chatmani Tadvidyādatmano maya Yatha bhaso yatha tamah Yatha mahanti bhutani Bhuteshu chavacheshvanu Pravishtānya pravishtāni Tatha teshu nateshvaham Etavadeva jignasyam Tattva jignasunatmanaha Anvayavyatirekaabhyam Yatsyat sarvatra sarvada If you keep the book in your hand, it will be easy for you to understand the meaning of this Chatushloki Bhagavat. Bhagavan Uvacha. Who says this Chatushloki Bhagavat? Bhagavan himself. Chaturbhuj Narayan says this. Bhagavan Narayan gave this Upadesh, this preaching, to Brahmaji. Brahmaji gave this message to his 4 Manasi Putra, that is Sanat Kumar. Sanat Kumar shared this wisdom with Naradji. Naradji inspired sage Vyas. We saw that story yesterday. Naradji inspired sage Vyas. Now the very meaning of the word Vyasa is to elaborate. From these 4 verses, Vyasji elaborated to 18,000 verses with deep explanation. Vyasji taught this holy book to his son Shukadevji. Shukadevji gave this preaching to Parikshit on the bank of holy river Ganga. When Shukadevji was preaching this holy book, there were so many saints sitting there. One of them was Sutaji. As the time passed by, Sutaji gave this message to sages in Naimisharanya. There were so many sages. And then there were so many scholars and acharyas and saints and Brahmins. And today, we are studying this scripture. Isn't it a great honor to be associated with such a divine tradition? Have you remembered the tradition? Go on. It began from Narayan, then Brahmaji, then Sanat Kumars, then Naradji, then Vyas, then Shukadevji, then Parikshit. Tu જ બોલીશ બધું? Parikshit, then Sutji, yes. Then direct, we all. Sutji preached in the Naimisharanya, where so many sages were present. Then a series of scholars and Brahmins and saints and acharyas of hundreds of years. And then us, say it with pride, us. We are connecting ourselves in this divine Bhagavati tradition. Bhagavati means that which belongs to the Supreme, that which belongs to Bhagavan. So when we study this, we belong to Bhagavan. Yes, we may belong to you. Say, no, I belong to my shop, I belong to my home. Somebody say, I belong to my mother. Somebody will say, I belong to my father. Somebody will say, I belong to my wife. And some wife may say, I belong to my husband. I belong to my son. I belong to my daughter. I belong to my wealth. I belong to my bank account. It's okay. It's okay. When you belong to Bhagavan, you don't cease to belong to anyone else. But you add value to your other bonds, your other relationships. A wife who belongs to her husband, and if she belongs to Bhagavan, she becomes a better wife. A man who says that I belong to my wife, nothing wrong in it. But when he belongs to Bhagavan, then he becomes a better husband. So when you belong to Bhagavan, you become the better version of you. That is the beauty of devotion. That is what Srimad Bhagavat teaches us. Bhagavan says, Aham eva asam eva agre. Agre aham eva asam eva. Remember, what is the question? How is this world created? Bhagavan says, I was the only one in the beginning. Nanyat yat sadasat param. Anyat sat asat param na asit. There was nothing temporary, nothing permanent, nothing else. I am present in the world. And when the world comes to end, Yova shishye tasosmyaham. That which will remain, that I am. Pay attention to what God says, what Bhagavan says. That which will remain, that is in future tense. Bhagavan says that I am today. Past, present and future, three tenses are for those who come and go. But the person who always remains, there is always present tense for him. And Bhagavan is always there. Those who move in time, divide time in three segments, past, present and future. But one who's beyond time, for them it is always present. I'll give you an example for this. The more you evolve yourself, you go beyond time. Your present is extended. Suppose there is a multi-storied building, and there's one person who's standing on the first floor. There's ground floor here, right? You call first floor. On the road level, where the traffic is going. There's this second person who's on the 10th story in the balcony. And third person is on the 20th story, 20th floor in the balcony. And traffic is going on. The person on the 20th floor will say, hey, look at that red car. He's seeing this car. Person in the 10th floor balcony will say, I can't see it. The person standing on the first floor will say, I even can't see it. That person 20th floor will say, it will come, wait. So for these people, 10th floor and first floor, red car is future. Now when car comes closer, the person standing in the balcony of the 10th floor will say, yes, I see it. You are talking about this red car? Yes, precisely. Person on the first floor says, I still can't see it. So red car has become present for the 10th floor balcony guy, which is still future for the first floor guy. And then the car comes closer. He says, yes, I'm seeing it. Now it is present for all three of them. Zoop, the car goes. The person on the first floor says, car is gone. It is past for him. 10th floor balcony guy says, no, I can still see him. It is still present for him. Zoop, car gone. He says, yes, now it is gone. 20th floor guy says, it is still present for me. Correct? So, the higher you are, your present tense increases. Similarly, in the spiritual field, the more evolved you are, your present tense is extended. There is no past or future. Supreme Being, Bhagavan, is so high, above everything, beyond everything, and hence, for Bhagavan, there is nothing like past, there is nothing like future. For Bhagavan, everything is present. And so, Narayan says here that Yah avashishyet, what will remain, that future tense is for the world. For Bhagavan, it is that I am today, present. If Bhagavan is there, why can't we see him? People ask this question. Even your young generation will be asking this question. If you are telling us to worship Bhagavan, where is he? Why can't we see him? And there are some people who say, we don't believe in God. Why? Because we can't see him. We are intelligent people. We believe in science. Show us God on the table laboratory. We'll measure height, width, depth, density, color, shape. Dear friends, there are so many things in the world which are not seen. Still we believe in it. Can you see air? Air is not. Has anyone seen air? No. Would you say, I don't believe in air? How will you survive if you don't believe in air? Has anyone seen love? No. Has anyone seen love? People, if someone thinks, I don't believe in love. Why? Because it is not seen. Show me where is the love. Can you measure love? This is the height of love. This is the width of love. This is the depth of love. Color, shape. Yeah, that red color heart that is created for 14th February. Do you guarantee that, yes, this is the shape of love and this is the color of love? No. Nobody has seen love. But that doesn't mean that we don't believe in love. Why? Because we have experienced love. Mother's love, father's love, brother's love, sister's love, friend's love, teacher's love, husband and wife's love. Yeah, it is small, little, but still it is there. So, Guru's love, we've experienced it. Similarly, Bhagavan is not an object to be seen. Bhagavan is to be experienced. Because when you objectify Bhagavan, the limitation comes. We worship Bhagavan in murti, in idol. That's different science altogether, because it helps us to concentrate our mind. But it does not mean that we restrict Bhagavan only in this particular shape. And hence, the beauty of Sanatan Dharma is, our Vedas say that Bhagavan is Nirgun, Niranjan, Nirakar, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. At the same time, to concentrate, to focus, we invite that supreme energy, the omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent energy in a particular shape. And we worship that Bhagavan as our Ishtadev, as Ganeshji, as Hanumanji, as Bhagavan Shankar, as Sri Krishna, as Ramji, as Bhagavati, Ma Jagadamba, Shakti, Goddess. Nobody in this entire world, in this human history, nobody has this divine combination, this wonderful combination of believing the supreme energy present everywhere and inviting that supreme energy in a particular shape to worship and concentrate on. Mostly there are two clear-cut divisions. There are some people who say, no, we believe in omnipresence, so God cannot have any form. And there are some people who worship, this is where the God is. So they will be very good in front of God, in holy places. And they can do anything what they want outside of that holy place. Why? Because I worship God once a week, and now for the rest of the week I can do whatever I want. Sanatan Dharma says you cannot draw such lines that God is here and God is not there. Your meritorious life, your auspicious life should be everywhere. Because no matter where we go, Bhagavan sees us. Bhagavan watches us. He blesses us everywhere. So not seeing is not an argument. If you have the sensibility, you can experience Bhagavan all the time. It's very beautiful and very poignant with the meaning Chatushloki Bhagavat. In the third canto, there are great stories, there are great messages, but the most important among them is what Kapil Bhagavan preaches his mother, Kapilakhyan. Kapil Bhagavan is the incarnation of Narayan, and he preached Sankhya Shastra. Sankhya Shastra, the word Sankhya comes from Sankhya, meaning number. Numbers are very precise. There is no ambiguity. It's as clear as 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. There can be no various answers. There can be no personal feelings. There can be no personal opinions in that. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and everyone has to believe in it. Because it is the reality. If someone says, to my opinion, 2 plus 3 should be 4. Another person says, no, I think 2 plus 3 should be 6. Do you say, yeah, we agree to disagree. Okay, we will consider your opinion also. We will consider your... Nothing doing. If you say 2 plus 3 is equal to 4, you are wrong. Simple, you are wrong. If you say 2 plus 3 is equal to 6, you are wrong. Similarly, in Sankhya Shastra, the life philosophy, the concept of Bhagavan is explained in such clear terms, in mathematical formulae. Sankhya Shastra. So there are not ifs and buts and ambiguity and personal opinions and you do this way, I do my way. Okay, fine, I agree to you, you agree to me. Nothing, no nonsense. Clear-cut wisdom. What is this Sankhya Shastra? In this limited time, I will explain you a few principles. Sankhya Shastra is based on 4 principles. A. Suffering is for certain in life. Suffering is a reality of life, if I want to translate that principle correctly. If there is life, there will be suffering. Life cannot be without suffering. Dukkha, that is suffering, is indispensable. Do we all agree to this? Everyone in this world, if you ask, how are you? Everything is fine, but this but is samsara. Till you have this but, you are a part of this material world. The day you are free from this but, you are delivered. So, dukkha, suffering, is a part and parcel of the world. Second, there is a reason to suffering. No suffering can be without a reason. Karya Karana Sambandha, if I were to give this technical term of Sankhya Shastra to you. Whatever happens in life, in world, it has a reason. Nothing is random. Karya Karana Sambandha, cause and effect relationship. So there is a reason for suffering. Third principle. The reason can be known. You can identify. You have the ability to know the reason for suffering. So you cannot say, I don't know why I am unhappy. Look at what happened in my life. I have not done anything wrong. I have not done this. I have not done. No. You can know the reason. Yes, you have to work for it. You have to elevate yourself. You have to do penance. You have to do process. But the reason can be known. And fourth, remove the reason and you will be free from suffering. If a person is walking and suppose a thorn is pricked into his leg, so he will be limping, he will be suffering, there is pain, there is a reason. You know the reason. Why this limping? Why this pain in the leg? Because of this thorn. Remove the thorn, you will be free from suffering. So all the sufferings, all the sorrows in life have a particular reason. Once you identify that reason, remove the reason, and you will be liberated. You will be free from the suffering. These are the 4 principles of Sankhya. Clear? You want to repeat them? A. First principle. Suffering is an integral part of life. B. Second, there is a reason for suffering. Third, the reason can be known And fourth, remove the reason and you will be free from suffering. Suffering is an integral part. Each one of us strives to be free from suffering, but without following the process. We discuss the events of suffering. Hardly do we try to find the reason for suffering. Please pay attention to this. I am unhappy. Why? Because I can't even find, because I am very happy. What could be the reason? Because the soup that I had in lunch today was not tasty enough. My wife did not prepare proper food. We are discussing events. The food was not tasty, that is why I am unhappy. Somebody told me something, that is why I am unhappy. My expectations are not fulfilled, that is why I am unhappy. I thought such and such person will give me this, but he did not give me. I am unhappy. And we narrate these stories, we narrate these events to various people. Poor me, look at this, what happened to me, look at me, I am so unhappy, I am so unhappy. We are narrating events. We never find the reason. We never even try to find the reason. Why am I unhappy? So first of all, identify the reason and remove the reason. The food was not tasty. Give an example to continue that. Now, is that the reason for my suffering today? The food was not tasty? Okay. What is taste? Taste is individual. Taste is a personal thing. It's a personal choice. What we call as not tasty food could be tasty for somebody else. If someone doesn't like spicy food and he is given mirchi ki pakodi, do you know that? Mirchi pakodi? What do you call it in your language in Guyanese? Mirchi. Mirchi pakodi? Pakoda. Mirchi ka, right? The spicy one? Okay. If you prepare it and the person who's not used to eat spicy stuff, in first bite he will say, oh, he will be perspired and oh, I don't have, oh, hichkiya. He will start hiccups. Poor fellow. So unhappy with just one bite of mirchi pakoda. But the person who likes spicy stuff will say, give me 3 more. Now tell me, is this pakoda spicy or not? Is this pakoda tasty or not? For one person, it is not tasty. Other person, it is yummy. So this taste is a relative thing. When I say it is not tasty, it is my perception. Nothing is wrong with pakoda, because the same pakoda can make somebody else happy. He will say, wow, tasty. After a long time, I had such tasty, spicy pakoras. Sorrow and happiness are relative. Who decides this perception? who labels this, that it is right and it is wrong? I'm just giving an example of pakoda. You can generalize it with objects, people, everything. Somebody is unhappy because I met such a person. I didn't like him, but I had to spend half an hour with that person. I'm unhappy. But the same person who meets with somebody, he'll say, wow, what lovely, fantastic time we had with you. So, is the person good or bad? The person whom you label as bad is good for someone else. Who decides this? Right, wrong, choices. Now if I were to use the word from Shastra, it is raga, dvesha. Raga, attraction. Dvesha, repulsion. Who decides it? Who labels it as good and bad? It is mind. It's all here. If we train our mind to look for goodness in everything, everybody, then our spectrum of happiness will increase and that of sorrow will decrease. And that is why saints, great personalities, devotees, they train themselves to look for good in everything and everybody. We stay in different families every week. Now, if I insist that I want such and such food, only then I am happy, then I'll be unhappy for the entire life. Because people have different styles. I cannot have that grudge that I like only this food. No. Whatever is served to me, I begin with my prayers. I offer that food to God. And then when people ask me, Guruji, how was the food? Oh, it was very good. Oh, it was tasty. It was good. Why? The more you complain about things, the more unhappy you are. The more you reject things, the more you have dvesha towards objects, people, situations, your area of suffering increases. And the more you accept, yes, this is good. Have you seen people? If they change their place, they can't sleep. If they change their pillow, they can't sleep. I want my pillow. And if they travel, they carry their pillow with them. Now, if I am fixed in such a situation, I'll have to carry my entire home everywhere I go. Every 7 days we change home. First night and next morning, people will ask, Guruji, do you have good sleep? Yes, I did. I can't have that luxury of not having good sleep. Because bed was not proper, because pillow was not proper, because comforter was not proper, because air conditioning here, increase the air condition, reduce the air condition. We cannot complain. Whatever is good, fine. Learn this science of acceptance and you will be happy forever. Who are we to say that this was not proper, that was not proper, this person is not good, that person is not good? Everybody is good. When you say person is not good, that means your expectations are not fulfilled. The person did not dance according to your tune, and that's when you say the person is not good. But I have no expectation. I don't want anything from anybody. If God wants to give me something, they will make you a medium, an agent. I don't expect anything from it. So I'm good. It is the expectation which makes us unhappy. Apeksha is the reason for reduce your expectations. Be self-dependent. My joy, my bliss comes from within. It is not dependent. If I meet some person, only then I will be happy. If I get some object, only then I will be happy. If I get a particular fragrance, only then I will be happy. If I get particular food, only then I will be happy. No. I am happy because I am happy from within. My happiness is not dependent on external objects, people, situations, etc. Shift the center of your happiness and your sorrows will reduce. Dear brothers and sisters, it is in our hand. We are looking for people, we are looking for objects to make us happy. People say, if I drive such and such car, I will be happy. Is the car makes you happy? If I live in such a home, I will be happy. The building makes you happy. If I wear such jewelry, I will be happy. If I have such hairstyle, I will be happy. Does these objects make you happy? No. The source of happiness is within. It is not outside. And when the source of happiness, no matter what happens outside, I am happy. I am at peace. Samatvam Yoga. This is what saints say. In Punjab, there is a beautiful bhajan of saints. Wah wah re mauj fakiran di. Kabhi to khave chana chabe na. Sometimes he gets sumptuous food. He is happy. Sometimes he has to make do with maybe milk and cereal. It's okay. Wah wah re mauj fakiran di. Sometimes he gets to wear expensive shawls and expensive clothes, and sometimes you see him in torn clothes. Wah wah re mauj fakiran di. Sometimes he lives in palaces, and sometimes he is in a thatched hut, in a simple home. So what? Wah wah re mauj fakiran di. The center of happiness is within. And once you can create your own center of happiness, nobody in this world can disturb you. Nobody in this world can make you unhappy. We see people, for small reasons they fight. For small reasons they enter into argument. For small reasons they have a swollen face. People told me this. He told me this. Other person did not believe. They did not agree with what I say. He did not agree. So what? But our ego doesn't let it go. I told you this and you did not do it. That I is so huge. My opinion. Forget everything. Wah wah re mauj fakiran di. That makes you happy. This is the message of staying happy forever. Bhagavan Kapil gave this preaching to Mother Devhuti, and she was liberated. This entire event took place on the banks of holy river Saraswati, and this place is called as, in Srimad Bhagavat it is called as Siddhapada. Today, we know this place as Siddhapura. This place is present even today in Bharat, in Gujarat, where people go to pay homage to their deceased mothers. Shraddha for father is done in Bihar, Gaya, Pitru Gaya. And Shraddha for mother is done in Siddhapur, Matru Gaya. They pay their last respects, Shraddha Tarpana Vidhi. Because in this land, in this auspicious place, Bhagavan himself incarnated as Kapila, and he delivered such a powerful message that his mother Devahuti was liberated. In the fourth canto, nine daughters of Kardam Devahuti, they were married to nine rishis. These nine daughters symbolize Navada Bhakti, 9 types of devotion. One of the daughters' name was Anasuya. She was married to sage Atri. Atri and Anasuya, Atri Muni. Atri and Anasuya performed penance on the mountain called Kula. And they chant mantra. Now the mantra that Atri and Anasuya are chanting is so important as an anushthan. The couples who want divine progeny. See, to have a child is not a big task. A man and a woman staying together, children will automatically, it's a biochemical reaction. There's no big deal about it. But when you want a divine child, this mantra is very helpful. And in modern world, rishis say, sometimes people get married, and even after 10 years of married life, 15 years of married life, they don't have child. They want to have, but they can't. For various reasons. There are so many infertility centers in modern times. If you just look back like 20 years, 30 years ago, there were hardly any. But now, I don't know much about this Western world, but in Bharat, even if you go to small cities, second tier, third tier cities, and if you pass through the main road of that, you will find at least 3 to 4 such infertility clinics. These doctors with progress in medical science, they help couples to have children. The point is, why can't they have children naturally? They say it is our food habits, it is our lifestyle, it is our stressful life. Both husband and wife are working, their goals are different, they want to earn money, they want to make their career, and in the bargain they don't have time for children. Sometimes they marry late, then after marriage for 5, 6 years, they don't want to have a child, they want to enjoy their life. And when they plan, they can't have it. And then they have to resort to these artificial methods. Well, we respect the medical science progress, but sometimes it is called IUD, IVF. IVF. Even after 1 or 2, 3 processes, they say it failed, it didn't work out. So maybe after 6 months, we'll have to repeat, and it's so expensive also. If you chant this mantra, and if you do this anushthan, dear brothers and sisters, there are hundreds of couples world over who have had divine progeny, very meritorious, very religious, very nice children. Page 112, verse 16, the last one on page 112. And in Gujarati it is 116, page 111, 111, verse 16th. I'll say a stanza and you will repeat it after me. Sharanantam prapadyeham ya eva jagadishwarah prajamatmasamam mahyam prayacchatviti chintayan. Keep the book in your hand. It will be easy for you to understand the meaning. Atri and Ansuya, they chant, they have done this Anushtan. Sharanam tam prapadyeham, aham tam sharanam prapadye, aham, that I go to the refuge of him with capital H. Whom? Ya eva jagadishwara, who is Jagad Ishwara, who is the owner, who is the Swami, undisputed owner of this entire universe. Jagadishwara. Don't you sing Arti? Jai Jagadish Hare. Jagat Isha, Swami, Lord of the universe. Ya eva Jagadishwara. Prajam Atma Samam Mahiyam Prayachatu. Atma Samam Prajam Mahiyam Prayachatu. Please give me progeny like you. Atma Samam. Praja, progeny. See, Sanskrit and English words are quite close. So may you bless with children who are like you, dear Bhagavan. Prayachatu, give. Iti chintayan, that thinking. When the penance was performed, when this jap was done, Brahma, Vishnu and Shivji came to Atri Rishi, Atri Muni, and said, Rishi, your penance is accepted by the Supreme. Tell us, what do you want? Atri Rishi says, that's what I have chanted in my mantra, what I wanted. I want children like you. Progeny like you. Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh said Tathastu. And accordingly, from Brahmaji's boon, moon was born. Soma, the moon. From Shivji, sage Durvasa was born. And Bhagavan Vishnu kept thinking, what should I give? What should I give? Because they want child like me. Bhagavan Vishnu thought, where am I going to find someone like me? Come on, I am only coming to you. I give myself Datta. The meaning of Datta is I give myself. Datto Maya Aham Iti Yad Bhagavan Sadatta. And this Datta is one of the 24 incarnations of Vishnu. Datta Narayana Devaki. In Maharashtra, in Uttar Pradesh, in parts of Rajasthan, and of course in Gujarat also, Datta Parampara is very strong. Even this Nath Parampara, they worship Datta, Bhagavan Datta. It's a combination of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, all three. Do you know about Datta? Digambara, Digambara, Shri Pada Vallabha, Digambara is Datta Parampara. So, Datta is one of the 24 incarnations of Vishnu. After that, after that, there is Katha of Shivji. Now, when I look at the watch and I look at the Katha that is remaining, okay, let me share this also in brief. Shivji was once invited to a yajna, big yajna performed by devas. And Shivji went there. And Shivji's nature is, he meditates, he is only in his own world. So with closed eyes, Shivji was meditating. Shivji's father-in-law, Shivji's wife is Sati, and Sati's father, Daksha, he came late. He came late deliberately. Because Daksha is head of Devas that time. And those who consider themselves as big people, they deliberately come late. They think that people should wait for us. They should be waiting for half an hour, 2 hours. There'll be at least 15 calls. Where have you reached? Where are you? People are waiting. Oh yeah, we are coming. They will start late from the home. And when people are waiting, people are eager, and then they will enter. They feel, wow, everybody notices us. This is fake ego. But well, Daksha had it. So when Daksha came, because of his position, because of the wealth he had, all the devas stood up to give respect to him. Shivji was sitting with eyes closed because Shivji was in Samadhi. He didn't even know who had come. Daksha observes that, wow, everybody is standing to pay respect to me. And he noticed that there is one gentleman who has not stood up. Who's he? See, this is human mind. When the monotony is broken, your attention goes there. And people are, see again, it's human nature. So many people paid attention. Daksha did not notice it. He did, but he was not too happy with it. But one person did not stood up to pay attention, to pay respect. Daksha observed it. Here is the person who is not standing up. Who is he? Oh, he's my son-in-law, Shiva. Daksha felt so bad. This is human nature. If you have 32 teeth in your mouth, if teeth are fine, you don't even realize that there are 32 teeth in mouth. But if one of them is paining, is troubling, is hurting, your tongue will go there. Why aren't you happy with the rest of 31 teeth which are okay? No, your attention always goes to the one which is hurting, which is troubling. This is how human mind works. So many people stood up. It was not sufficient for Daksha. But Shivji did not stand up. That troubled Daksha. And he was so angry, he was so furious. He started using some bad language for Shivji, and he is that, and he can't even look at him. He doesn't even know how to dress up. He doesn't know even how to attend his formal functions and all, and blah, 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 blah. And he decided now onwards, Shivji will not be invited to any yajna. Shivji was in his own world. He didn't even care about it. After some time, Shivji opened his eyes. He came out of his samadhi and went home, Kailasa. Shivji didn't know what has happened. Nandi knew it. Shivji's vehicle. Time passed. Now Daksha organized a big yajna. Now this yajna were tamsi yajnas, to show the valor, to show the wealth, to exhibit wealth. So in modern times it's a party basically. The title is yajna, but it's a party that look here, we are. Daksha invited everyone except for Shivji. Not only that, but when he sent invitation cards to all the devas, he mentioned it that when you come to attend my yajna, make sure your planes come over Kailas. So Shivji should know that everybody is going and I am not invited. Now here in Kailas, Shivji is sitting, Sati is there, and Shivji does only two things. Either he meditates, and when he is awake, he describes Ram Katha, because Rama is Ishtadev of Shivji. So he narrates in Ramayana. Sati is the only listener. She listened. And suddenly this plane started going. Sati observed it. Oh, so many planes are going. Now, this is also interesting. Such a holy place like Kailas. Such an auspicious place. Narrator is Shivji himself. The most knowledgeable person, the most jnani. Katha is that of Sri Ramji, Ramayana. Listener is only Sati, so total attention, full attention. But even then, Sati's mind is diverted from Katha to planes. Where is this? Now, this is the story of Treta Yuga. In Treta, which was much better than at least Kali Yuga. In Treta Yuga, place is like Kailas, speaker is like Shivji, and listener is Sati. Even then, Sati's mind is diverted while listening to Katha. Then in this Kali Yuga, if your mind is diverted while listening to this discourse, I shouldn't be really feeling bad, right? Because this is an old disease. People have different interests. If we miss Katha, we'll listen to it later on YouTube channel Pujyashree Bhai. Who has come? Why this person has come so late? What this person is wearing? Which car he has come in? These things are very interesting. Sati saw these planes going on. She inquired, what's happening? Nandi told her that there is a big yajna organized by your father and all the devas are going to attend it. And why can't us? Because we are not invited. And then Nandi narrated the incident that such and such thing had happened, and Daksha has deliberately not invited Shivji there. Sati knew the nature of her father. She goes to Shivji and says, Prabhu, I want to go to my father's place to attend this yajna. Shivji says, we are not invited. Sati says, yes, I know about it. You didn't mention anything, but Nandi told me. You are son-in-law. You should be respectfully invited. And if you are not invited, you don't come. I don't mind it. But let me go. Shivji says, you are not invited. And if you go without invitation, you will be insulted. Sati says, what kind of talking? I am a daughter. I can go to my father's place anytime. A daughter doesn't need an invitation to visit her father's place. See, the problem with you, Shivji, is that you don't have parents, so you don't understand this emotion. Sati starts teaching. All the ladies do that. when they want to visit their parents and the husband stops them, or for some reason husband says, they will say, how do you understand this? Visiting parents' place is such an important thing. No matter how much years you are married to this man, even after 60 years of married life, you are in this house. But when this 85-year-old lady, when she is visiting her brother's home, I am going to my brother. मायके क्या कहूँ, मायका कहते हो आप लोग, क्या कहते हो? पेरेंट्स प्लेस, visiting Maika, parents' house, just parents' house. But you feel good about it, right, Geeta? Yes, yes, she said, yes. You are here in this home for 60 years. You were there just for 20 years. But no, Maika is Maika. Parents' place is parents' place. Even if parents are not there, I'm visiting my brother, I'm visiting. So this is natural. Sati insisted that she wants to go in spite of repetitive explanations by Shivji. In Bhagavat it is written that Sati was angry at Shivji. You don't let me do what I want. I want to visit my parents' home. She just left from Kailas. Shivji sent a few of his attendants, anuchars, to take care of Sati. Well, Sati goes there. All the preparations and the yajna was going on, but there was no asan, there was no sthapan for Shivji. According to Karma Kand, according to our rituals, whenever a yajna is performed, there has to be sthapan, there has to be place for Shivji, even today. But in that place, there was no place for Shivji. Sati felt bad. She saw her father coming, Daksha. And when Daksha saw that Sati has come, he looked at her and immediately looked away from her, as if he has not noticed her. Sati is extremely intelligent. Immediately she understood that in spite of seeing me, my father turned his eyes away. This is an insult. And Sati starts saying, dear father, you didn't invite my husband, you didn't invite Shivji, and he did not come. But I came and you take your eyes away. You insult me, you don't even welcome me. You walk the other way. What was the fault of my husband? What was the fault of Shivji? He was meditating at that yajna. Not that he wanted to insult you or he wanted to ignore you. He was meditating. You did not see the good side of him. You found the fault. And because he doesn't want to stand up and pay respect to me, he's closing his eyes. Some people are very weird. They have this attitude of finding faults even in good things of others. And you thought that your Shivji is enemy. You ignored him, you insulted him. Sati says, even if a person chants the name Shiva, all his sins are destroyed. And with such my husband, you established animosity, you created distance. Sati praises Shivji. And she says, I cannot take this body which is insulted by you to my husband Shivji. She creates Yogagni, fire of yoga in her body, and she destroys herself. And when this happened, Shivji's Gana, Shivji's attendants, destroyed the yajna. All story happened. And then finally Brahmaji took Daksha to Shivji. Daksha expresses his apology, and Shivji makes his head of a goat. So Daksha became Aja Mukha. Aja is goat, Mukha face. Daksha has this face. This is the story of Shivji's benevolence, Shivji's grace. Shiva is such a wonderful Bhagavan. What to say? Dear friends, I have visited Kailas and Mansarovar 10 times. I was scheduled to go in this August, but there are some permit issues I am given to understand by our tour operator. First time when I went there in 96 or 98, it was such a divine experience to visit Kailas and do the parikrama. I kind of told Shivji, Mahadev, Bhole Baba, I want to come here at least for 11 times. 10 times I've already been. Now, let's see when Shivji calls me for the 11th time. For us Brahmins, Shivji is our Ishtadev. I love Krishna. I have a very special emotion, I have a very special bond with Sri Krishna. Because the more I study Srimad Bhagavat, the more I study Srimad Bhagavad Gita, my love and respect for Krishna increases by leaps and bounds. At the same time, being a Brahmin, Shivji is like, whenever I pray to Shivji, I feel he's like my grandfather. I feel so safe, so secured with Shivji. Namah Parvati Pataye Hara 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 Mahadeva Hara. I have done Shiv Kathas for 9 days. Shiv Puran. It's there on YouTube channel Pujyashree. You can listen to it later. Shiva Tattva is fantastic. After that we have the Katha of Dhruva. A 5-year-old child. You know the story of Dhruva? A 5-year-old child playing, and he wants to sit in the lap of his father, Uttanapad. Uttanapad had 2 queens, Suruchi and Suniti. Dhruva is a son of Suniti. And at this time, Suruchi, who is a favorite queen, is sitting there. As Dhruv goes to sit in the lap of Uttanapad, Suruchi says, "Hey, what are you doing?" Being the son of an unwanted, unfavorable queen, you cannot sit in the lap of the king. You're not allowed to. Pray to God. Tell Bhagavan that you want to be son of Suruchi. Only then, if you are born through me, you will be allowed. You have the right to sit in your father's lap, in the king's lap. Obviously, this 5-year-old child doesn't understand anything, but he understands one thing. My stepmother has not allowed me to sit in my father's lap. He feels bad. He feels dejected. He feels angry. And he comes to Suniti, mother, and when she knows about this, even Suniti feels bad. That you married me, you brought me here, As a token of our love, Dhruv is born. But then you saw Suruchi, you were attracted to her, she became your favorite queen. Okay. I accept it as a bitter reality of my life that, well, we had our good time together. And now if you don't like me, I live with a dignified distance. I'm not opposing, I'm not entering into quarrels every day. But if you don't like me as your wife, it doesn't give you any authority to insult our child. Because all said and done, Dhruv is our child. He is a token of our love, our togetherness. And any mother in this world, dear brothers and sisters, she will suffer the pain. But no woman can suffer the pain of her children. Suniti, dirgham shvasanti vrijinasya para mapashyati balakamahabala. Look how meritorious, how wonderful this mother is. She doesn't instigate Dhruv. If she wanted to, she could have. She doesn't pick up a family quarrel from this. She doesn't say a word to Uttanpad. What does she do? She guides Dhruv. Find a good message even in someone's insult. Suruchi tried to insult you. But what did she say? Pray to God. Do that, dear son. Perform penance. Realize God. Realize the Supreme. Evolve yourself to much higher level. It's easy to enter into conflicts. It's easy to pick up fights. It's easy to enter into endless trials and litigations. Suniti does not do any of this. She just advises Dhruv. You go on the right path. You evolve yourself. You have the vision of the Supreme. Dhruv goes for penance. He finds Naradji as Guru. And Naradji gives him the mantra, 12-lettered mantra, Dvadashakshari mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhruv chants this mantra, performs a very severe penance in Madhuvan. Within 6 months, Narayan, Bhagavan Vishnu feels that a 5-year-old child performing such a severe penance for my vision. I want to see this child. I want to see this young devotee of mine. Narayan appears in front of Dhruv. And this was such divine light. Dhruv feels these strong divine vibrations. He opens his eyes and lo, the form which Dhruv was focusing on, the form which Dhruv was meditating on, Narayan has appeared in the same form in front of him. Dhruv is so happy. He's so emotionally overwhelmed. The Supreme Being, Paramatma, has appeared in front of me. He wants to pray, but he can't find words. His heart is full of emotions. The words can't come out of his lips. Bhagavan understood this. Bhagavan touched his divine conch on Dhruv's cheek, and Dhruv found the words. He prayed to God. The mantra in which Dhruv prayed to God became his very powerful Anushtan mantra. We have this mantra, page number 114, mantra 17, and in Gujarati is page number 113, mantra 17. The first mantra on page 114. Dear brothers and sisters, this mantra is empowering children physically, mentally, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. Sometimes we have children whose body doesn't grow well. There is no strength in the body. If this Anushthan is done, you must continue the medical treatment that is going on, physiotherapy or whatever. But along with this medical treatment, if we do this Anushthan, you will see miraculous result of the medical treatment also. Sometimes children are physically fit, but mentally so unsettled. Sometimes they are intellectually not there. And the most common problem we observe in modern society is children are physically fit, mentally good, intellectually also fine, but they cannot focus. They are so restless. They are so... If you put them in front of TV screen and watching animated movies, cartoons, they will be steady for 3 hours. They won't even blink their eyes. But if you tell them to study, in 15 minutes, Mom, I am hungry. Mom, I feel sleepy. Mom, I am tired. You were watching cartoons for 3 hours and you didn't utter a word. But when it comes to study, you can't concentrate. And the way they argue, we think we could not argue at this age. Okay, this generation is very smart. They're very intelligent. If a 65, 70-year-old grandfather is given a new phone, for 15 days grandfather will keep searching what to do with this new machine. But the same new phone you give to this young 5-year-old, 6-year-old, in 15 minutes, they will figure out everything. And they will find their game. Now they don't know, they have not read the manual, they don't know anything about it, but they'll figure it out. They're definitely more intelligent than the 70-year-old grandfather. And we feel how wonderful it will be if these children can concentrate their mind, they can focus their minds. How successful will they be in their studies and life and careers? If you want your children to be intellectually strong and concentration, power, if you want to increase, do this Anushthan. How to do it? Take water in copper pitcher, take mala and chant this mantra for 108 times. In such a way that when you chant mala, the mala should pass through, the rosary bead should pass through this water in copper pitcher. So when entire mala is done, the entire mala will pass through the water. When you chant this mantra 108 times, this water is energized. The energy of mantra is transferred with your faith in this water, and make this child drink this water during the day. Now, if you tell the story of Dhruva and inculcate faith in the child, and child himself or herself does it, nothing like it. But if child cannot do it, then parents or grandparents can do it and make the feed this, let the child drink this water. Dear friends, I am doing Katha since 4 decades world over, and I have observed there are proofs. Children who could score like 60-65% with this Anushthan, they reached 85-90% with better concentration, with better focus. This Anushthan is very helpful. I will chant this mantra and you can listen to it. Yuntah pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shaktidhara swadhamna अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Dhruv prayed to Bhagavan Vishnu. Bhagavan Vishnu gave him a boon. And Dhruva is as steady as the polar star, the North Pole star, Northern Star. In Sanskrit it is called Dhruva Tara. Very steady. People will be inspired by looking at you. They will get the right direction of your life in the life by looking at you. Time is almost over, and the third day should reach to Prahlad, story of Prahlad. So, bowing down to the rest of the cantos, 5th canto, 6th canto, 5th canto, we have Jada Bharat preaching King Rahugan, the same preach of Sankhya Shastra, which we discussed in detail, the 4 reasons, 4 bases. In the 6th canto, we have the story of, very important stories, but most important, according to me, is that of Rudrasura Chatushloki. In 4 verses, 6th canto begins with the story of Ajamil, who at the last moments in his life, when Yamduts were there to take him away, he chanted Narayan, Narayan. Actually, he was calling his son. But the name Narayan, Narayan was instrumental in taking him to the Vishnu Duta. Entire 6th canto gives importance to chanting, Nam Smaran. Dear brothers and sisters, in the Kali Yuga, Nam Smaran is the best type of devotion one can do. You don't need anything, wherever you are, however you are. You don't need to spend money, you don't need big group of people, you don't need to organize anything, you don't need anything. Just you with deep faith, chanting, and you can please Bhagavanji with that. So chanting, Nama Jap Smaran is very important. And in the 7th canto, you all know the story part of it. Prahlad's devotion was so strong that in spite of various restrictions from his father, King Hiranyakashipu, was a demon, Prahlad did not leave the path of devotion. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him so many times, but Prahlad was not killed. He was saved every time because with his power of devotion. And finally, on Vaishak Shukla Chaturdashi, Hiranyakashipu decided that this must come to an end, because every time I tried to kill Prahlad and he is saved, more and more people are going away from me. They are becoming Vishnu's devotees because they find that Hiranyakashipu is not effective, Prahlad is effective, his devotion is strong. So I am losing my support, base support. Finally, he invited entire people from his kingdom, his entire kingdom. There was this big pillar. Hiranyakashipu is sitting on the throne. Prahlad is sitting in front of him, and Hiranyakashipu says that you are worshipping Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. Tell me, where is your Vishnu? You must prove it today. And if you can't prove it, I'll kill you. Tell me where the Vishnu is. Prahlad says, Vishnu is omnipresent. He is everywhere. In each atom, Vishnu resides. Don't give me such vague answers. Tell me clearly. Is Vishnu in the east? Yes, he is. In the west? Yes, he is. North? Yes. South? Yes. Up above? Yes. Down below? Yes. Is your Vishnu in this pillar? Yes. Hiranyakashipu said, I have made this pillar with metal, and it has been heated with fire for such a long time. Even if your Vishnu is within, he must have died and burnt long ago. Let me see how the Vishnu protects you. Hiranyakashipu picks up Gada of 400 kilos, convert 800 pounds almost. Such big Gada he picks up and attacks on the pillar. Once, nothing happened. Second time, nothing happened. And the third time when he tried to destroy the pillar opened up, and Lord Vishnu in the form of Nrsimha comes out of it. Boliye Shri Nrsimha Narayana Deva Ki Jai. As Hiranyakashipu tried to attack Nrsimha, Nrsimha picked him up as one picks up a blade of grass, took him on the door frame, threshold of it, because Brahmaji had given boon to Hiranyakashipu. You will not be killed either inside or outside, on the day or night time, in water or earth, keeping all the conditions intact. Nrsimha, he did not even use any weapon. Just with his nails, cut him open. And then Nrsimha Bhagavan tells Prahlad, ask for a boon. I'm so pleased with you. Prahlad says, no dear, I don't want anything. No, ask for it. No, I don't. I had your vision, I had your divine vision, then that's it. I don't want anything more. Ask for it. And when Nrsimha Bhagavan insists, Prahlad says, please deliver my father. Please liberate my father. Nrsimha Bhagavan says, Tathastu. Boliye Shri Nrsimha Narayana Deva Ki Jai. We conclude today's discourse here. Tomorrow, fourth day, we have discourse at Dr. Anilbhai and Jayashree Venkpatiya's residence. Tomorrow's day is very important. Fourth day in a Bhagavat Katha, we have Vaman Avatar, Ram Avatar, and Krishna Janma. Nand Mahotsav we will have. So it's a very auspicious day, very important day. all of you who can make it to Dr. Anil Bhai and Jayashree Ben. Do you know him? Jara Anil Bhai haath upar karo. Let's enjoy and let's celebrate Krishna Janma tomorrow. For today, Narsimha Narayana Deva ki jai. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.